Hello everyone, welcome to Lehesis Global Educators. I am Anne Adhiambo, and today we will be mastering one of the most essential laboratory skills, and that is setting up a titration apparatus correctly. I will be using only water for safety for today, but you'll still be able to learn the full professional setup. Now, by the end of this video, you'll know how to assemble a burette, a pipette, a conical flask, a clamp stand, exactly the way we would do it in a school laboratory. In the comment section, tell me your grade or your role, whether you are a teacher, whether you are a student, or whether you are a parent. And let's see our science family. Welcome. Now, to begin with, I will show you the apparatus or the materials that we use for titration and the safety while using them. This is a clamp stand. A clamp stand is made up of a stand and a clamp. This is the clamp and of course, and its stand. So there is the base part of it. It is this one, and then it's a clamp. So the first thing I need to ensure, because the clamp stand is used to hold a burette, is to tighten my clamp. Is to tighten it. I mean, is to fix it. Sorry, is to fix it and ensure that it is ready for use. So I've just fixed it. So if you move to a school laboratory and find them apart, you find this on top of your table separately. What you need is to make sure you fix it, either with the help of your laboratory assistant, or you just see what I'm doing here. So either way, you can fix it, whichever way that suits you. You just need to turn this. As you turn it, it will give you that space for fixing. So you fix until it is tight. So there is this end that is for fixing. There is this part that is for disengaging this. This is also in part. So ensure that it is also tightly fixed in its own way, whichever way you twist it, just ensure it is tightly fixed so that when it holds your burette is not moving. Now mine is well fixed, so I can only adjust it as I want. Let me bring it down slightly so that you can see. I'll adjust it upwards. Then there is a burette used in titration. So a burette is this one, and it has graduations. Let me just rinse my burette so that you can see it well. So it has graduations. I'll be showing you how to rinse it, of course. I was just seeing some colored water. So a burette is graduated from 0. So the 0 mark is here. The 0 mark of your burette is here. And it moves. The readings of the burette moves from 0 downwards all the way to the 50 milliliters mark. Now that is your burette. So burettes normally have a tap. We call it a tap. Generally, we use it as we call it a tap. So sometimes you get a burette that has a tap that is made together with the glass, so that you only need to switch it off and on like you do with a normal tap. But sometimes they come without the tap, and then we fix the rubber band, not the rubber band, but we call it this one. Then once we fix it, then there is the clip. This clip helps us to regulate, so we close it. So when you're fixing your clip, make sure you don't pull it. So mine is coming with that clip. So there is the burette. So I'm fixing my burette. So when fixing your burette, it's always advisable to adjust your retort up, because it needs to hang this way. And when you are adjusting your burette, ensure it is tight. This part is tightly fixed, well fixed. And of course, give a space between the base of your retort and the tap where the liquid will be flowing from. And then this is for fixing your burette. So if you look at it, this part, you can open it and close it. So you don't need to fix your burette. You don't need to forcefully fix it. So you can open and close. So it has something that looks like a teeth or a mouth, so it can close with some teeth. One side has a teeth, so the teeth will fix through. They interlock like this without breaking the glass. So you can see my burette is tightly fixed, well fixed, and it is straight. Now, usually it is advisable to fix your burette in such a way that your base is not of course your base is not very far away from the burette. Like we always discourage this kind of fixing. Sometimes a student makes the burette so high from the base so that you look at the distance. If you fix it this way, when you stand up, you rise up to do your titration, the burette, the tip of the burette or the mouth of your burette might be very high up, and you'll find difficulty in adding your solution. So the best way to fix your burette is to ensure that when you are standing, you fix it such that when you are standing, it is not very far, so that you don't have to struggle adding your solution. It should be in such a way that it is slightly above you, just slightly above your head, and it is not very high up so that you overhang your hand. So if I stand like mine, when I'm standing, I'm able to add my liquid very successfully without straining. If it is long, you can just fix it. You can just lower it. You can lower, you can bring it up, you can lower it, you can bring it up as you wish until it adjusts to the height that is good for you. Then there is a pipette, very key in titration, very, very key in titration. Now, pipette has a graduated mark. There is a mark on the neck of your pipette. Mine is here. I don't know whether it is visible. Yeah, that ring. Now, that ring is the furthest you can fill your pipette. Most laboratory pipettes, actually all the ones that we use, are able to measure 25 cubic centimeters or 25 milliliters. And therefore, if you fill it to this pack, then that is 25 milliliters or cubic centimeters. It doesn't need to go up. Then We also have a conical flask, very important in titration, very, very important. It is important to have a beaker, of course, a funnel for adding up your liquid. You need to have a funnel for adding up your liquid. I can't see my funnel. I don't know whether I've placed it. But even without a funnel, you can still add up your liquid, though it's advisable to have a filter funnel. Then on top of that, you need water in a wash bottle. So this is a wash bottle. Water in it. So this helps you to do your experiment successfully when you want to rinse. Just press. Make sure the top of your wash water bottle is not leaking. And then, of course, there will be the solutions that you need to titrate. In a normal class experiment, our solutions come with names. Like this is solution B. I know it's inverted, but you can see solution B, and this is solution A. So according to the instructions given, you'll be told add solution A to the burette and titrate with solution B. So ensure that you are able to read your labels correctly. Like I will want to place my solution A in the burette and titrate it with solution B, which I will place in a conical flask. But remember, I'm just using plain water as I've told you. And because I'll want to show the end point, I'll use food color. For today, I'll not use indicator. Normal titration uses indicator, but I'll use food color just to show you how to fill volumes. So I'll use food color for solution A. So my solution A that will be moving to the burette, I want to color it with a red full color for purposes of helping you to be able to read the volumes, how to fill your burette, because that is the skill I want us to learn today. So just a bit of my food color for visibility. So my solution A, the one that I'll add to my burette, is now, how do we call this? It's red, or brick red, or orange, whichever color, but it's around red. In chemistry, this is red. It's brick red or such. Then my solution B, the one that I will pipette, I've decided to color it yellow so that you can see how it moves in the pipette. Just see it rising. Allow me to also add a yellow food color for purposes of visibility and reading my volume. I have my spatula with me. Allow me to add yellow food color, or orange, so to speak. This is more orange. The other one was red. So this is my solution B. And of course, this is my solution A. Now, what do I do when I'm carrying out titration? There is this base, the base of your clamp stand, where your conical flask will stand. And because sometimes it's not easy to see the color, we always advise that we place what we call a white tile. So a white tile, it can be a white tile, real white tile, or if you don't have a white tile, if your laboratory doesn't have a white tile, or you're doing the experiment at home, like I'm doing it at home actually using food color and water, then you can just place a white background. Like I can place a white background to help me in visibility, so that when I'll place my conical flask and the color of the liquid, because titration is about color changes, where the indicator changes color, then there'll be the end point, then we record volumes. That is all what titration is all about. Now, even though we are not using chemicals, we will treat this as a laboratory activity, and therefore I expect to tidy my area. So always ensure your area is tidy. There should be no eating, no drinking, and make sure you wipe your spills. So I have my tissue papers here. You can have a rag here so that any spill I'll be able to wipe appropriately as required. So let's begin. So I've assembled my apparatus. I've attached my burette. My pipette is ready. And my solutions that I want to titrate are ready. It's always advisable to clean your apparatus. So like my conical flask is here. Just ensure that you clean it again as much as in a normal school laboratory setup. If it is exam, of course, we'll bring you clean apparatus, but it's always advisable you clean. Clean with distilled water. So I'm cleaning mine. Just clean it very fast and of course dispose your water. So my conical flask is cleaned. I can also clean my burette. You had seen me cleaning it. So you can clean your burette twice. You can clean your burette. You can clean it with distilled water. You can see me adding water to clean my burette. So I'm adding water with my wash water bottle. My wash water bottle is here. I'm adding water. You can see just to ensure my burette is clean. Take care of spillages. So once I add water, I can run out the water. That will also help me to ensure that my tap is working. So you can see the tap, the water I've added and it's not leaking. You can see it's not leaking. So it means my clip is holding tightly my tap. So if I open, oh my goodness, sorry. So I'm opening it. Let me place my clip well. And I want you to see how the water is running out. So let me adjust the height of my burette. So you can see if I open the clip, water is running out. Because I'm rinsing, I can just run it out very fast. I can open it full so that the water runs out. Okay, so I've rinsed my burette, so I can dispose this water, the drainage or whatever. I have a trough just down here. So I pour my water there. Then I can also rinse my pipette. How do I rinse my pipette? So I add some water inside here. And to rinse my pipette before I start my demo. So this is my pipette. I don't have a pipette filler. So next time I'll show you how to use a pipette filler. Of course, with the time, I'll show you how to use a pipette filler. So for now, I want us to practice how to suck in the liquid. So this is water I'm using to rinse my burette. And therefore I want to suck it in. So how do I do it? Place your pipette submerged in water and then suck in carefully. Of course, you can see the water rising. Like if you, I show you can see the water rising. So it's not yet up because I'm rinsing. I want to bring it up. So usually when you want to close your pipette, you just place your finger here. When you press it, the atmospheric pressure inside will not allow the liquid to flow. So my liquid is right intact inside my pipette. So I go back and continue my sucking. When I place it, it will not go down. So I continue sucking because I'm rinsing. So continue sucking. So you've seen I've sucked up to that level. You can see the level of my water here. That is the level of the water. Then I want to release. So I remove the upper finger that is closing the top like that. And when I do that, water will flow out. So usually when you are filling your burette, we don't shake the last drop. That one I'll show you. So my apparatus are clean. Now I want to do my filling. So this is my solution A, and it is the one that I want to fill in my burette. So I go ahead and fill it in my burette. So because I don't have a funnel with me, I have to be very careful. I can remove the white tile for the time being. So the burette, the mouth is big enough. So let me see. Or I can use a beaker to fill it. I can use a beaker to add step by step because a beaker has that particular part, this one, that can help out. So I add, and as I continue adding, I just ensure the tap is not leaking. So my tap is intact, it's not leaking, the liquid is right inside. So I continue filling my burette. Fill your burette. Fill your burette. Up to the 0 mark, of course, you'll adjust. So it's slightly above the 0 mark, as you can see, slightly above the 0 mark. And therefore, I have to bring it on top so that I can be able to get the right quantity of the liquid that I want. Let me adjust this height. Allow me to adjust the height. Good. So I'm adjusting so that I'm filling to the 0 mark. And when you're bringing to the 0 mark, we read below the meniscus. Below the meniscus. Below the meniscus. What do I mean by below the meniscus? It is something like this. If you can just look at me. So on this piece of paper, I'm showing the burette. Now, this is how your burette looks like. So if this is the 0 mark, then your liquid read the bottom part of your liquid is what we call below the meniscus. So this bottom part of it should appear like it is sitting on the zero mark, along the zero mark line. So this is what we call below the meniscus. Then the rest of the part. So below the meniscus, I'll not read the upper part, I'll not read it from here, but I'll read it from here. Like a bend, that bend that appears to be sitting on the zero mark. So that is exactly what I'm doing as I adjust my volume. So because the height is above you, above what you can see, allow me to just adjust my volume. Then I show you how I've done it below the meniscus. Oh, it's slightly above. So it's slightly above. So I've adjusted it, but it is slightly above. You can see slightly above zero. So let me bring it once more, and always ensure your burette is straight. Must be straight. So let me add drop by drop. If you have a dropper, it can help. I don't have a dropper, so I'll just be a good chemist. Accuracy, very key. Patience, very key. As a chemist, so I'll just be a good chemist and just ensure I'm patiently doing it. So let me I just need a drop. Just need to release just a drop. Good. So that is below the meniscus as far as my reading is concerned. So what you should avoid is parallax. When you are reading your volume, ensure your eye is directly horizontal to the volume that you want to read. That is the only way you can see the meniscus bending. Otherwise, if it is bending, like if my burette was bending like this, then you can see the liquid level will be bending. So that is why I'm saying it is very, very important that your burette is straight, and then you avoid parallax. Don't read from top. Don't read it like this. Read it like this. Your eye horizontally at that particular point. I need to just drop a bit of the liquid. Yes. So my burette is filled to the zero mark. You can see my burette is filled to the zero mark. My meniscus is actually sitting on the zero mark, and you can see I'm very keen. My apparatus, there's no leakage. There's no leakage. Nothing is leaking my apparatus. So let me adjust so that the tap is on my right. I'm right-handed. And then I adjust this side so that it is not hanging so loosely, well adjusted. So this one you can also push and pull. That's what I've done. So I bring back my white tile now so that I have a white background. So the excess liquid, or my excess solution A, as I've called it, I've taken back for safety purposes. So this is my conical flask. I want to suck in my solution B in my conical flask using my pipette. So I can do it straight right from inside my apparatus. And when I'm doing it, You have to be careful. Don't do it. Sometimes students do it. It's not holding. That is very dangerous because generally they are usually bases that are there. Whatever solution it is dangerous. So when you choose to suck it from the bench, then make sure your left hand or right hand, whichever sided you are, is holding the container. You can even do it while seated down, like I've chosen to do it while seated down. So this is what I'm doing. I've submerged my pipette right inside my reagent bottle, my solution B. After submerging, then I suck. Do not drink, just suck and then bring your finger immediately to close the tape. So I want to release it up to this mark, the round mark, that cycle mark below. So what do? Loosen your finger, but don't open it. I'm holding it tightly to make sure the atmospheric pressure inside, the atmospheric pressure keeps it inside. So right now, if I'm holding it tightly, you can see the liquid is right intact. It is not flowing out. But I want to adjust. I want the liquid to come up to this level. So what do? I loosen my finger, just loosen while holding. So I'm just loosening my finger. If I loosen my finger, you'll see the liquid slightly moving. I've just loosened the up. If you see my finger, sijaitoa, I've not removed it, sorry. I've not removed it, but I've loosened it a bit, still holding, and allow the liquid to move. I'm allowing the liquid to move. You can see the liquid moving towards the mark, towards the circled mark. Observe the meniscus and hold it tightly again. So I've held it tightly again. Look at my meniscus. Sitting pretty on the ring that makes it read 25 milliliters. And once I do that, because it is the one that should come to the conical flask, of course, so there is no harm if I drained it in the conical flask. After all, it's the liquid I'm bringing the conical flask. Then how do I release it in the conical flask? My finger tightly fixed, my volume already measured. What do? I remove my finger now, open it, and you can see it flowing. Allow it to flow freely. Allow it to flow freely. Don't shake the last drop. The last drop on your burette, on your pipette is always extra. Don't shake. So just allow it to flow freely and naturally, and don't shake the last drop. Leave it. It's always extra. So that one that shows that is like it's remaining is always an extra volume. So don't force it to go into your conical flask. Then after that, you are ready to go. You are ready to titrate. In a normal laboratory titration, I would be having an indicator. Of course, it would not be colored. In most cases, it would be a colorless liquid or a colorless solution for that matter. And then I would be adding my indicator to show the color change. So that when I titrate, when I run out the liquid step by step from my burette, then I observe the color change here. But today, I'm just showing us how to titrate, how to manipulate the apparatus, how to observe color changes, how to read volumes, and how to actually work with the apparatus majorly. So let me adjust my burette slightly up and bring it. So I've adjusted it. So let me just make my tap straight. Adjust it to your desired size, height. I'm doing that because I'm seated down. So I want to do my titration. So when you are doing your titration, your eye should be on on inside on the beaker. Your full attention should be on the beaker. Why? Because we are interested in the color change of the solution in the beaker. You are titrating solution B with solution A. So what is in the conical flask, you'll run it out step by step, but your eye should be in the beaker, the color change that occurs. Like in this case, this color is orange. I have orange color in my beaker. So I'll titrate carefully while swirling until there is a color change. Of course, in this case, there will be no color change because you just saw me adding food color. But if it was an indicator added here and there is an acid, of course, this would be a base in a normal titration, acid-based titration, I mean, of course. I'm talking of acid-based titration now. So if it is an acid-based titration, I would be having my base in my conical flask and my acid in my burette. And then now I'll be titrating my acid against my base. So your eye should always be on the base. What color is it changing? Like if my color is orange, then the moment you'll add your liquid step by step, drop by drop as you swirl. So like now, open your tap carefully, carefully. Don't force it. Carefully. You can see me opening my tap. I don't know whether you can see, yes. So as I swirl, I thank God, it's even good that the color is changing. I can see the color is even changing to red, but I know it's just, they're just food colors. So you continue doing it as you swirl. This is swirling, swirling. You swirl slowly, I mean, step by step, you are swirling. I'm just swirling. So you do that and don't allow it to do, you just be a good chemist. Allow it to move step by step as you swirl, and ensure most of your liquid go right to the bottom, not at on the walls of the conical flask, because any drop of additional volume might cause the color change that you want. So ensure that as you do that, your tap is giving you that. So you can see as I continue swirling, I'm not going up, looking up. I'm interested in the color. So assuming that I do it until the color changes to red. Say for example, this is the color that I wanted. So the last drop that I do, pop, it gives me this color. Then I will say that my liquid has reached the end point. Remember, it was yellow. And assuming this was a colorless liquid in my burette, and then I add as I continue swirling, then the last drop that I add gives me this color. Then I would say that I have reached the end point of the reaction. So I'll go back to my burette and read the volume. So I make sure the tap is closed. I go back to my burette and read the volume. Of course, I'm reading it while seated. Under normal class experiment, you don't need to remove this and move it. You can just stand and read your volume. But because we have to see, now I want to read my volume. Volume used, we call it titer. Titre, titer, volume of solution A used. So if I look at my volume here, the volume used, of course you read this volume. So if you look at mine here, the volume used from my titration is 22.4. My meniscus rests at 22.4. So that is the volume that I will fill. That is the volume that I will fill in my titration table. I'll show you that in our next lesson, in our next video, of course, how to fill your titration table. And in that case, I'll be using acid, real acid, and real base. So in this case now, this is the volume used. So I'll go and record that. Now you are done with this. You are done with it. So you can dispose it, you can pour it out, rinse. Your conical flask, if you so wish, it's always good to rinse it because of that color change. Rinse it well until you are satisfied that it is as clean as it was. And of course, with your white tile, you repeat the whole procedure step by step. A normal laboratory or a normal exam type experiment is normally having 3 columns. So you are expected to do 3 titrations. Whichever columns it has, you can even be told to give 4 mean. So you can do 4 of them or 3 of them, and then until you have the average volume. That one we'll do in our next video. So basically, what we have talked about is how to assemble the apparatus, how to assemble our apparatus, how to read volume, how to use burette, how to use pipette, and we have used very, very safe chemicals, in this case, chemicals in quotes, because I've just used water and of course the food color to show how there is change. So what you need to notice is the swelling gently in circles. I was swelling as I added to ensure thorough mixing and to prevent splashing. So control is key as you drop from your burette. Very, very important. Make sure you add drop by drop as you swirl. Control is key. Don't leave to your liquid run like I'm running. No. Allow it to do step by step. Step by like that is very advisable as you swirl. Okay. Then another thing that we need to observe in titration or talk about during titration is this troubleshooting part of it. Troubleshooting and accuracy tips. So always read the burette at an eye level. That one I've already shown you. Not above or below, I've shown you, to avoid parallax error. That one I've shown you. Make sure there are no air bubbles remaining in the tip of your burette. I didn't show you that. I'll do it next time. When you are draining your water, make sure you drain and there are no air bubbles. It's normally common, especially with burettes with glass taps, but these burettes that come with the plastic tap, usually the air bubbles rarely remain on the tip. Then of course, you record your volume. If you notice dripping on your tap, then close it. Make sure your stopcock or your clip is not loose. If it is loose, tighten it. You can adjust it. Don't pull it. Don't forcefully pull it. If it is cracked, you can ask for replacement if you're in a school laboratory, or assistance of the teacher or whoever is guiding you, if you are a student, of course. And of course, you drain a bit by bit, right from the 0 mark. So in summary, what have we talked about today? We have talked about a clamp and how to secure the burette vertically, how to secure our burette vertically, how to fill with the water and remove air bubbles, or how to fill with water and rinse. Ensure you drain every bit of water. How to use your pipette correctly. I've shown you how to use your pipette correctly, how to measure your sample, how to dip your pipette right inside your container, and to suck vertically, not slanting like this. We described that. Suck vertically, like this, without sucking. I mean, without sucking the liquid up to the ring, up to the 25 milliliters mark. And then I've also shown you how to perform the titration drop by drop while swilling your burette. And of course, I've told you that after that, what remains is the volume. Like I got 22.4. So while recording, I would record by 22.4. And of course, to the nearest 1 or 2 decimal places. I'll show that in our next video. So what you have to remember is that precision and patience are what make a good chemist. So master the technique with water first, like we have done it with water first. And when you use real acids and bases later, then you'll be confident and safe. So I want to thank you so much for watching. And I want to thank you again for joining today's Lehesis Educators live demo. If you found this video useful, please hit like, subscribe, and share to build a strong team of science learners. So next time, we'll explore indicators and color changes in acid-base titration. Thank you.